So we thought we'd talk about some just our most disastrous performance, something going wrong. Did you have one?
I have a couple, but I think one that I always think of when I was a freshman in high school, I had a small part. I was in Bye Bye Birdie, and I was playing. I don't remember the name. It was like I had one line, but I was the understudy for like the leads, like the dad part, you know.
Sure.
My line was, "Come on, Alice, Conrad's over here," and I grab Alice, we run across the stage, say the line, and we run to the train station.
You didn't say it like that, did you? You put some.
No. I really sold it. But so one day we're backstage, and it's the show, and Alice isn't there. And it's time to go. And I'm panicking. And I was like, I have to do this line. So I grabbed the nearest person to me, which was like a 4th grade boy. Kept the blocking the same. Ran out holding his hand. And I said, come on. Realized I didn't have a name for him. And I'm not great at improv. So I was like, come on. Longest pause ever. Come on. Tom. Didn't even use his real name. Just made up Tom. And Conrad's over here, so flustered, ran into the train station, which was on wheels, rolled across the stage, and then sadly just walked off. Stopped running and just walked sadly off. That was
names are tough. That's why
It's hard when you have one line in the show and you completely ruin it. You know?
Just built it up and you just couldn't.
Yeah.
Now, mine is singing. Mine's a singing fail. And I think it's because you did Carousel, and it was at Miami. We both went University of Miami, and it was a Rodgers and Hammerstein. What do you call it? A song medley show.
Review.
It means
sure.
you gave up. And it means you needed something that fit 12 people that don't really fit a musical. You need to give them
These are all the people
apart.
that didn't get into the
They
musical.
paid $50,000 a year. Give them a song on a stage for this. And we sang that song from The King and I, which I should not be singing. It's racist. And but I did Soliloquy, and Soliloquy, epic song, epic 10-minute song. Where Billy Bigelow, he's imagining having to raise a boy, how he's going to raise him, and then he's like, but what if it's a girl? I got to take care of her. And it ends with this big moment where he's like, if I have a girl, and he goes, he's going to take care of her, and he's like, I'll go out and make it, or steal it, or take it. And so I was doing, and listen, thank you, but
I think it's higher. Yeah.
And I went up there, and it's a long song, and I went, I'll go out and make it, or steal it, or take it, or die.
Oh, no.
And let me say, I've bombed on stage as a stand-up comedian, and it hurts, but nothing will ever come close to that feeling I had that night. Because it's like it's 7 minutes leading up to this moment, and no one can tell you it was the audience's fault. No one can tell you. No one can comfort you. People cannot make eye contact with you. You're walking back there. No one can say they didn't know. No one noticed. Because there's just something with the male voice. The sound of the crack is so awful, and I really do think. This happened to me like a couple times, like that epic of a crack. And I think that was, for me, the beginning of the end of being a singer. I think after 4 years of college.
Was that senior year?
It was senior year, yeah. So I practiced, and I practice every day. And I feel like when I look back at like my musical theater career, I'm like, I don't think I was good enough to be a singer eight times a week. I don't think my body was right for it. And I feel like, if you're a basketball player and you're 4 feet tall, you know pretty quick. You're gonna have a tough time. But the voice, it's inside you. So you think maybe you got it, maybe you don't. You work, and then you hit a wall. And
well,
so
you don't hit the note.
You don't hit the note.
Yeah.
And then you want to go into a wall because it's so painful. Now, have you always?
I understand that feeling. I mean, there were a few times when I was doing Carousel on Broadway where, you know, that was. Why are you laughing already?
No, they're comparable experiences. Me at the University of Miami and you on Broadway.
One night only in front of 20 people. Same thing.
I think it was performance 250.
Yeah.
And I had a son during that run of the show, and so I was waking up early some nights trying to give my wife a break, and it was like, this is one morning I was like 3 a.m, and I was like, oh, this is not going to be good if I try to go to the show, but I did. And there's a song called Highest Judge of All, and I won't do the whole thing, but the end is like, take me before the highest throne and let me be judged by the highest judge of all. And it's really loud and huge. And it's like this statement, just like at the end of Soliloquy. And boy, there was nothing. I mean, you could judge a lot about. I mean, it was like, let me be judged by the highest judge. I mean, it didn't even like the of. You know when you have like 2 notes leading up to the high note? That are roasted.
Yeah.
If you're giving scorched tone on the leading notes up, then you're just gassed. And at the end, it goes rum, rum, rum. Like that's the music. And so I'm standing there looking all ferocious, like I did something. And inside, what I really felt was like, I just wanted to apologize to 1,500 people. So it happens, and that was pretty rough.
You're listening to The Downside.
The Downside.
With Gianmarco Soresi.